mean, we're obviously 58 minutes late, to be honest, but we're 2 minutes early from the 8 o'clock start that I promised. So you get the idea. Whew. All right, let me get this out to the world. Here's my OPS over here, live stream. There it is. Let's share that. Copy. Okay, and we come over here. And we find our slider friends right there. OPS sliders. And come on. There we go. Paste. There we go. Fantastic. I will also send that out to Raj and to Patty and Mike. Mike, a bit late, but here we go. Okay, great. That's out to the folks there. Let's get the Facebookers going. Facebookers. There we go. Back with the Zola collection. Now on YouTube. Bam, post and post. And then we switch to the other guy. And we go with join us for a late start. Old-Timey slideshow starting now on YouTube. Okay, there we go. And we paste. And we post. Okay, there we go. Everybody's got it. Everybody who's anybody's got it. Let's see who's in there. Wow, that looks like crazy win for Christy. Oh man. Sorry, I'm just looking at a post that Christy posted on the Facebooks, and that looks like some crazy wind over there. All right, let's get some music ready. I think we are all set. Hot dang, and that's ready and that's up. I don't see anybody in yet, but you know, that's what happens sometimes. People aren't available. It's Sunday night. I get it. It's all good. Don't worry. Whew. What a Sunday. I'll tell you what. First and foremost, I went to the storage unit out there, the secret bunker, the actual bunker. Went to the storage unit to drop off the basically the last almost year's worth of shows. That box filled up, and so that's now in storage. And also to grab some more of the lice collection, because we're running a little low on that one. And I only have one box, big box of stuff to go through for that, and they're all from the early 50s, early 60s, late 50s. So as we're getting down to the end of the lice collection, I think it's going to be some really, really good stuff. So fingers crossed for that. Yes, and then I went from there at 2 p.m. I met up with my friend Bill Pulowski, and we went to the Academy Museum to see The Magnificent Seven, 4K restoration of the 1950, 60, 63, something like that, 64. It's so good. Oh my God, it's so good. It's probably in my top 10 favorites. Definitely in the top 10, maybe top 5 Westerns of all time. Yul Brynner is great, but Steve McQueen is so spectacular in that role. He is just fantastic. Like it's like magnificent just to watch him as a Magnificent Seven. He steals literally every scene, even when he's just in the background. He's messing with his hat. He's chewing on something. They get on the hearse at the beginning when you first introduced to him. He borrows a shotgun from a guy and he takes the shotgun shells and he does this before loading. I'm like, just these little quirky choices that he made to sort of pull you to his eye line or him on screen. So great. So great. Yeah, so anyway, big fan of that movie. And then we went to trivia at the Academy. We went up to the 5th floor. They have a trivia every few months. And we met up with Alex, Ted and Alex, Ted Arlauskas, our old pal. And it was a little bit of a reunion because Bill and Ted, that's funny, I didn't even think about that. Bill Pulowski and Ted Arlauskas had both worked with me on 7 Days TV series, which was back in the mid-late 90s, I think. We all did that first season, and then we all got fired because they went up to Canada for the second season, bastards. But that was a fun little reunion, and I took a picture and sent that over to our pal Schultze, who was also on it, and our pal Dave, Danger Dave Freed, who was on it. So good times were had there. We you know what? We did fairly respectably. We made it into the top half, which I'm perfectly happy with. Like, the questions are so super nerd. Like, for example, they had a question about, and again, they fluff the questions up so they kind of mislead you a little bit, but one of the questions was like, they have vibranium and adamantium in the Marvel universe. They have unobtainium in the what's James Cameron's big thing? Avatar universe, unobtainium. How ridiculous! And then he said, but there's another movie in the 90s, I think it was, or the aughts, that used the unobtainium as the outside of this train-like vehicle. What was the name of the movie? And then as a bonus point, you could get what was the name of the ship. I did not know the name of the ship, but sadly, I did actually know the name of the movie. It's where they had to drill to the center of the earth to restart the core. That's right, the movie was called The Core. Oof, that was a random one. And what else did we do? There was, just a bunch of crazy, random, bizarre questions. And man, there are some super, like these people have to be on the spectrum. They're so focused, laser focused on movies and such. So I don't know. It was fun. It's fun, but it's humbling because I consider myself a pretty decent movie buff. I'm like C- level to all these people. These guys are just super nerds, but kudos to them. I'm all for it. So yeah, that was our Sunday, and then I came back here, and Jake's still working, of course, and so here we are solo, and let's get to it. I still can't see if anybody's here. I do see 4 people, but nobody's chiming in, and nobody's showing up technically on the the chat. Excuse me. There we go, live chat. Maybe that'll help us. Nope, doesn't help me. 3 people watching now. Oh, we lost somebody. All right, doesn't matter. We're gonna do it anyway, even if it's just me. I'm just doing my thing. That's what I do. So happy Sunday. Hope you had a good weekend. I had a very fun weekend-ish. Yeah, it was fine. Oh, also, sorry, one quick movie review besides that. Last night we went to see The Invite. The Invite, directed and starring Olivia Wilde, and starring Seth Rogen and Penelope Cruz and Edward Norton. Very funny, very good. Because I know people like both sides of the party that they had, the little 4-person party in the apartment. Yeah, it was very funny and well done, and good acting by everybody, and good directing by Olivia Wilde. Good for her. All right, so highly recommend that one. You probably wait till cable if you need to, or video, or whatever you call it, streaming. Right. So that's it then. Let's get to it, shall we? It's oh, did I mention it's a Zola? They're back. We're back with the Zolas. Um, all sorts of good stuff from all sorts of different eras in the slideshow, and then a middling, probably 10-minute movie with all that stuff I showed you. And I'm not going to attempt to read it because it's really too blurry, but you got some of it. I think Christy was able to read a lot of it. So yeah, we'll go there. I think it's like I think there's a lot of black and white to it. I haven't watched it, so we'll see it all together. Repaired, but not watched. Hello, Thomas. There you go. Rented from your local Blockbuster videos. Exactly. Right. If only. Man, do I miss those. All right. With that, my friends, and some good Alan Stein music, let's start the show.
Just when you were thinking there's much more we should be drinking, comes the master of disaster with a bunch of slides. Who's? Other people's slides. Wait, really? Yeah, other people's slides. Oh my.
Oh my, indeed. And with that, let's start the show. And let's turn the beat around. I did the start the show thing already. I don't know why this came back up. Now let's turn the beat around for... Used to go there alone, but more than 20 years ago. Yeah, at least 20 years ago. All right, here we go. This is, of course, OPS Live on the YouTube. Oops, there we go. I think that's good. Yeah, and it is, in fact, the John and Katie Zola collection. Hello, Patty. Good to see you. Good, perfect timing. We're just starting up here. Yes, the John and Katie Zola collection as courtesy of our pal Patty and Mike. Our pals, Patty and Mike. All right, we are starting out in the year of 1971. And here is, so the young lady with the pink and blue shorts on. That's Annette and John Z right there, also in the orange. Annette and John Z with the Tinsmith near St. Peter's Mission in Rhodesia. Maybe it's been 25 years since I graduated. Wow, yeah, 25, huh? Only? That's cute. I'm coming up on 40, my friend. That's how old I am. So yeah, there we go. This is Mary's friend Annette and Mary's dad John at the Tinsmith near St. Peter's Mission in Rhodesia, which doesn't exist anymore. Here is the home of the Tinsmith, also near the St. Peter's Mission in Rhodesia. And then here's Annette again. There she is. That is Annette, and that is Father Campion filling up our gas tank at the pump house at St. Peter's Mission in Rhodesia. Interesting that they have a pump house and that they would store gasoline inside. I feel like that's potentially a bad idea, Jeans. I'm just saying. Seeing like vapors and such could get caught, etc., etc. I don't know. Just saying. Yeah, so that's the Padre. Here is Silas, David, and Evangelista near their home in and around the St. Peter's Mission. I'm curious as what's going on with her head. I like the little dude is very cute. He looks a little shocked to be there, but yeah, lovely family there. This is a garbage pit at the St. Peter's Mission in Rhodesia. This is cool. Must be real unpleasant. I can only imagine how nasty that must smell. Yeesh. But luckily they have railings up so that people don't accidentally fall in, because yeesh, yeah, that would be really bad now. Not an exennial, yeah, no thanks, I'm fine without that. Lord knows, no one needs more of those people. Here we go, that is the garbage pit. Here's the quarantine building near the clinic. Not a lot of windows there. I feel kind of bad for the folks who get quarantined in there. It's gonna be like a hot box. Yeesh. All right, quarantine building near St. Peter's Clinic. Here is the washing facilities for the patients and their relatives at St. Peter's. near the clinic. Again, all in Rhodesia here. And then here is, let's see, wait, that's the washing machines, washing facilities. Yeah, here we go. Oh, this is kind of a cool shot. It's a baby bottle in an iron pot by the clinic. I guess that's how they would warm up the baby bottles back then. Still 71, still Rhodesia. Here is John Z shaking hand. Nope, I lied. I'm sorry. This is, who is this? Washing facility, baby bottle. Patients or their relatives near the clinic at St. Peter's Mission. I just realized this young lady is topless. Apologies for that, but that's the way it goes out there. It's all good. Let's see, now we've got John Z. That's what I was going to say here. Yeah, here's John Z is shaking hands with, and sorry, you got a baby butt there too. John Z shaking hands with patients and their relatives near the clinic at St. Peter's Mission, Rhodesia. Yep, so there's that. Okay, now we are going to go to, oops. Let's get that up there. That's 71. Now we're heading up to 81, 10 years later. 1981, here is the San Felipe de Neri Church. There you go. Let's zoom in just a touch. There you go. San Felipe de Neri Church in Old Town Plaza, Albuquerque, New Mexico. There you go. So we're back in the States now, evidently. And here is, let's see, San Felipe de Neri. Here's, oh, nice cactus by the roadside. I feel like that cactus is not long for this world. Look how badly the woodpecker or the whoever did their damage down here. That looks like it's going to fall somewhat soon. I believe that would be a saguaro cactus, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so that is the roadside somewhere in Arizona. Here is the San Jose de la Laguna Mission signage for less. There you go. Oh, I think I put an extra la in there. So it's de Laguna, not de la Laguna. Of the Laguna. No, it's just of Laguna. Yeah, so that's the mission signage for less. And then here is the mission itself. Lovely, lovely. That's San Jose de Laguna Mission in Laguna Pueblo, Arizona. Here is still 1981. This is called the Teepees, in quotes, in the Petrified National Forest in Arizona. So I guess these are just like big mounds that are not moving because they're petrified, I guess. They're scared to death. Next up, we've got the, this is in Sedona, Arizona. There you go, lovely, good striations and not crenellations, but I always forget the word, God bless it, or the rocks come down to the next level. Anyway, striations, crenellations, and can't think of my third tick word here. Anyway, moving on. So that is Sedona, Arizona. And then here is, quote, the longest train near the Grand Canyon in Williams, Arizona. We're in an airplane at this point. Oops, there you go. Back up in the sky. That is a massive flipping train. Look at that. That really is maybe the world's longest train. Holy cow, look how far back that goes. That's crazy. Holy cow. It's like a 1.5 mile long train. Now we're jumping up to 1989. Here's Mickey's Character Shop. And there you go. That is in the Walt Disney World Village. Orlando, Florida. Again, that's 1989 for Mickey's Character Shop. Here is Mickey's Kitchen. There it is. And Mickey's Kitchen has Mickey's birthday. Oh, it's in Mickey's Birthday Land in the Magic Kingdom in Walt Disney World, Orlando, Florida. And then here also is the living room picture of that lady. I think there's one more, but I may be wrong. Mickey's Birthday Land. Mickey's Kitchen, we saw that. All right, maybe this is the last one of those. All right, we'll see you in the next one. Hopefully it's Singapore at the Hotel Raffles. Otherwise, I may have messed up one. Nope, that's it. Hot dang, look at us. We're right on target. All right, a little dark in the foreground here, but that is in fact the Singapore Hotel Raffles. And the next up, luckily she's not here. Hopefully she's not watching. Here's a trigger warning for Jake. It is the Snake Charmer boys. Currently, the one guy's got the snake on his neck and is doing his flute thing, whilst the other gentleman is waiting and biding his time until he opens up the big cobra. Oh my. That is a king cobra with lots of venom ready to kill people. Yikes. Hello, Christy. Made it in time for the film and late enough I don't have to say what year I graduated. You are a lady of a certain age, and that's all we'll say about that, Christy. And thank you for joining us. Always a pleasure, my friend. It looked like you had some crazy, crazy weather out there today. That's pretty nutty. All right, so let's see. Next up is, so that's the Snake Charmers Part 2. That is in, oh, we're now, sorry, this is 1961. I'm sorry, after the Mickey's thing, I forgot that the Hotel Raffles was from 61. These are all going to be from 61 now for a bit. Snake Charmers 1 and 2, 61. Here's some good street scenes. There you go. Looks like some veg and maybe some meat for Lolo, including all sorts of crazy stuff there. That's street scene 1. Here's street scene 2. Some great looking cars, including that one with some weird fins. I like it. And yeah, just a bicycle messenger guy and the whole deal. Woo! Excuse me. That is from the Orient trip, 1961. All this stuff is. Here's some more street scenes. There we go. Little man on his scooter. Actually, that's a sidecar. That's kind of cool. That is a sidecar that he can. Wait, by the way, I'm sorry. Oh, wow. For a split second, I'm like, I don't think this gentleman has any legs. But I see that now that they're, one of them is tucked up way on the main bar, and the other one is actually in the what you call it thing, the sidecar. That scared me for a second. He literally looked like just a torso man. All right, so that is the street scene guy there. Here's one more, I think. No, I'm sorry. This is in Singapore. This is the Tiger Balm Pavilion again. We've seen this a bunch of times. I didn't go too far down the rabbit hole with this one. Here is in Singapore also a cool temple shot. There you go, with some good old cars in front. Actually, that car matches, the color matches the temple itself. That is crazy. Maybe it's the temple's actual car that they use. So that is the temple. Here is the Bangkok River. I believe, yes indeed, there it is, Bangkok River, and some folks on a cruise down the river there, or maybe tied off somewhere. So, Tiger Balm Temple, Bangkok River. Here's one more from the Bangkok River, and there it is, very crowded marketplace kind of thing, where everybody's hawking their wares and making trades and buying stuff. Yeah. So that's good stuff. Now, randomly, I grabbed another batch. Now, this was 64 or 61 here. This next batch is all from 1972, the last batch of the night, and they are back in Thailand, evidently, Bangkok, Thailand. Here is the roof. Oh, and definitely, I was gonna say definitely face, but maybe not. It's kind of weird. Maybe eyes, nose, mouth. I don't know. It's a little tough. Anyway, this is the temple. Intermission based. Where am I? 72. Sorry, there it is. Roof of the temple at the Grand Palace grounds in Bangkok. There you go. Next up, here's the walled villages in Bali. Actually, we're now in Bali. The walled villages. Here are some Balinese kids in the village. Standing tall, standing proud. Yeah, so that's the little kids. Oh, we're back to square. Sorry, hang on. There you go. Let's see. That's kids in the village in Bali. Right, here we go. This is a cool shot. Countryside, not courtside. Countryside rice fields, as seen in Bali somewhere. And yeah, that looks almost like a golf course, but no, it's the rice paddies or the whatever it is there. Rice fields, yeah. Here's still 72. This young lady carrying a table in the countryside. I guess, when she gets to class, she just likes to be comfortable, so she's bringing her own stuff. But that's amazing. She's got the whole table with the whole setup on the table, and it looks like she's also carrying a chair in the other arm. Nuts. Here are some ducks, DUCKS ducks, wading water canal in Bali. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the MR2 ducks. Lots of ducks. Birds for Kim there. And they're all getting wet in that nasty water. Sorry, where am I? The ducks. Yes, sorry about that. Ducks wading into the water. Here is the distant view of the Besaki temple in Bali. Besaki. Oh, that's nice. And it is a distant view. Besaki temple. Here's the closer up of the Besaki temple. Nice, nice, nice. Very lovely. It looks like it's a walkthrough thing that they're doing. Yep, sorry about that. Here we go. That's the temple. Here is, this is kind of cute. This is Mary being carried up the steps of the Besaki temple in Bali by their guide. Very kind gentleman to do that for her because she was having a little trouble walking at that point. We're in 1972. And then here, all the way at the top, there we go. We've got Annette to your left, Mary, our pal, to the second in from the left. And then we have our guide whose name was Wayan, or Wyan, W-A-Y-A-N. And we have Wayan's girlfriend, Made, or Maid, M-A-D-E, Made, I'm going to guess. And this is at the Pinalokan, Bali, which I think is where that temple resides. Yeah, so there they are. Good that she, can stand on her own still, but I guess the steps would have been too much probably. Let's see. Talk about going above and should give him a great tip. I would hope so, yeah. All right. So that, I think, is it for this batch of Zola slides. We've got the Zola film with all that stuff I sent over to you guys earlier. And, oh, you know what? I should send that to, well, I can't now, darn it. I was going to say I should send that to Patty so she can kind of read what we're coming up against. Anyway, yeah, so we're going to get an interstitial from the James D. Feuchtinger Sunrise Collection. This was taken in San Carlos, Mexico. Lovely, very colorful, good blues and oranges, etc. And yeah, and then this film is a lot of black and white and maybe a little bit of color, not 100% sure, but it should be good stuff. I think early 60s and early 50s, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's Tom as a kid, like a little baby kid. So he was born in 53, if I'm remembering correctly. Sorry, he was born in 52, if my info is correct. So this is right around 53 would be my guess, somewhere in here. So with that, and without further ado, let's go to the movies. There we go. Oh yeah, see, that is very young baby Tom. There you go. That's Mary, I think, and I'm not sure who that was. I'm a little fuzzy on that, but yeah, I think this is supposed to be baby Tom as a 1-year-old. That looks kind of like him, so yeah, I'm gonna go with that. He does have that very distinct Tom look. There we go. That's very pretty. Yeah, there we go. I think that's good. Uh-oh, trying to eat the sand. That's not a good idea, right? I love his outfit. It's such a great outfit. I think that's John on the left. Oh, you know what? That's probably John and his brother, Stanley. The pilot, or the captain, I mean. Yeah, there we go. And that's Tom. John looking like he's in pretty good shape there. And again, I think that's because of brother Stanley, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, the boys getting a run in. Good man. Very impressive. Again, this is, wow, John was so young there. This is about 53 is my guess, I think. Not sure who that is. That's definitely Katie right there, looking cute, looking way too young to have a kid already, but you know, there you go. Oh, psych. Brother Stan playing the cool uncle, of course. I'm not sure who that is. Maybe these are great-grandparents? I'm not sure, maybe Patty knows. He's a cute kid. That's a cute grandma right there, too. Trying to get him to stop and smell the roses. Or whatever those are, daffodils or the case may be. Oh, cute. That's a grandma who loves the kid. I like these little overalls, that's pretty great. Trying to gum the whole apple, probably not going to work. Oh, that's cute. Maybe that's one of Katie's sisters, like Eleanor or one of those gals. Well, that looked like John was tapping the keg there. Nice. Lincoln Lake. And there's Lincoln Log Cabin. Get it? Lincoln Log. Oh, nice. He's got the old school hand pump water bottle there. The water bucket. This is John. Looks like he's clearing some stuff. Nice. Axe away. Oop. There's Katie pumping the water now. Not sure that one is. Oh, Louis for Jake. That's smoking a little too close to what looks like dry tinder. Well, I wonder if that was a flea check. There's Katie. And Katie and a pal, or maybe a sister. Yeah, there's Katie. Always cute. Not sure who that is. Where they are. They're probably cute. Oh wait, that's not Katie. That's one of the sisters. Yeah, that would be bad. But at least you have the water to cool yourself off with eventually. Nice, there's Tom doing his little early walking. What a cute kid. Ooh, nice hat for Jake. Nice, he's got his Wisconsin shirt on. That's awesome. Boing, 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 boing. He doesn't look so happy now. Ooh, that's a lot of smoke. Oh, that's an airliner. I mean, a cruise liner. I think, where are we? Wow! That's a lot of smoke coming out of there. Holy cow. I feel like that's Kim Burkhardt, perhaps. Again, I'm really not sure. There we go. City of Detroit, Part 3. It's kind of personal. Here we come. Let's see if this will move John again. That's a great shot with the probably 48 star or earlier flag. That's beauty. Oh, now is that Tom? Wait a second. No, I don't think that's Tom. Whatever it is, he's pretty darn good on a horse. Horseback with random rider guy who's holding a side saddle-ish. Not recommended. Ooh, stern with it. Ah, that's a cutie. Yeah, only for Sarah. Look at that. Very nice, sorry. She may have been looking at 3D slides right there. That's very funny. Oh, and now we're in color. Look at that. It's like we've gone through the Wizard of Oz and we're out the other side now. Two rivers, population 11,000, I'm sorry, 10,302. And he's tall enough to ride that ride now, evidently. Reader for Christy, yeah. I don't know if the Zolas were from Illinois or not. They may have been, but who knows? That's a great shot. I like his little later husband. Pre-sippy cup days. Also evidently pre-knowing how to pour beer without getting a foam head on it. Oh, this is the beer party there referenced. They actually wrote down beer party on here. wow, looking a little like Gomez Adams there with his cigar and pencil pen mustache. I don't know who that cutie is. It's very cute. There's a cutie kid. I'm not sure if that's Baby Mary or something else. Yeah, that's probably Baby Mary. Okay, there you go, fall time. And I think that may be Mary, super cute. There's Katie, lovely as always. And there's the Zola kids, that is Thomas and Mary. Wow, that's totally like Thomas and Mary. Good kid. Yeah, lots of snow. This could be Illinois. Not 100% sure. Yeah, that was a big game. Cute little red dress there. Yes, as did I growing up in Chicago. No need for any more of that nonsense. Yep, and there we go. Okay, nice. That's a fun film. That's, again, I think early 50s, I believe, for most of that stuff. So, super cool. All right, my friends, I think that's going to do it for us tonight. Happy Sunday to you. Johnny was from Two Rivers, Wisconsin. Kate was from Royal Oak, Michigan. Okay, that's plenty of snow for both of those places, I'm assuming. There you go. All right, yeah, that's going to do it for us tonight, my friends. That has been yet another Kodak Carousel Projector production, directed by Judd, and co-starring you fine folks. Glad you were able to join. I know we were a bit late tonight. Appreciate you hanging out, as always. And let's see, tomorrow is Monday, so we will have an Alan Parsons project filmed by Alan, slides by the Parsons. And yeah, should be a good one. I think we'll be at regular slide times. Let's say that, I think. Yeah. So with that, we will say goodnight, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Regular slide time. Same slide channel. Until then, stay safe and stay healthy, and good night.